before we get into today's podcast, I'd like to give a shout out to a company that we partnered with called Streamers Merch. They have these amazingly soft hoodies that I'm actually currently wearing, along with other apparel. They've partnered with not only T and Moths, but there is apparel on there from other streamers as well. And like I said, this is an amazingly soft and light hoodie. I've been loving ever since I got mine. So if you would want to check any of that out, head over to streamersmerch.com. Thank you. Oh,
Welcome back to whatever episode we're on. We're here another week. We took last week off from recording, but we're back. Oh, so what'd you get into this week there, T? For
This
game
week,
wise and stream wise.
so game wise, I actually started playing Dead by Daylight again.
that's cool.
It was actually pretty fun. I also switched to a couple just chatting because I have a lot of fun with them. I feel like it's not. I'm able to focus on everything. I'm trying to be more creative and like bring new ideas. I've been watching a lot more just chatting streams too, so it's kind of like more thinking of new ideas. I'm like, that's actually really cool. Maybe I don't want to like steal ideas. But I'm like, it's weird because I'm like, how could I like take this idea and make it unique and use it in my stream? And it's just really cool. Like, I didn't realize how fun just chatting streams are because I never really watched them. Usually they'll just do just chatting for like 15 minutes, so they'll hop into the game. But it was like, 2 hours or 3 hours of just chatting. It's actually very entertaining. It's like, I never thought, I don't know, I never really watched them. So I was like, oh. So I'm trying to do that. It's actually really fun. It's actually really fun. You get a different crowd of people. You're not stuck doing the same game and trying to make that entertaining when you don't want to play it. Even though if you switch games, I feel like it's still like everyone's just like, oh, when's this game happening? So we're just chatting. You could do anything. You could.
Are you gonna play yet? Are you gonna play?
Oh my gosh!
Start
exactly.
a game.
Exactly. That just brought me to like I just thought of a topic that you just said that. So when you say play the game, so let's say, you're playing a game and someone gifts you a game off Steam
Yeah.
and you accept it, right? Now I feel like you're forced to play that game, or is that just me? Like now it's like, okay, I have to play this game now.
Yeah.
mean, I'm not out here
It's-
getting gifted games too often or ever, so I'm not.
Let's say you got a
Yes.
gifted game.
I was gonna say for my own.
I would feel obligated to play it at least for the next stream, at the very least.
In my own experience, I've been given one game, and it was Rainbow Six Siege on the computer.
Oh, I'm sorry.
And I had already played at least 100 or 200 hours on my Xbox. And
Did it not transfer over and you had to restart?
yeah.
Ooh, that would
So
suck.
I got the game and like a basic bundle of like operators. And I don't know. It was cool because it was fun to like try and learn the difference between mouse and keyboard and controller, but yeah, like I said, that's not a game you want to play on your own anyways. And
Absolutely not.
so yeah, it was kind of a rough experience because I was at least able to play the game with the guy that gifted it to me a few times while on stream and off. But yeah, it was not. It was definitely cool and fun, but it felt a little bit more like an obligation than something I wanted to do.
Yeah, so I'm like, and then you get so when are we playing this game? I'm like, I don't know. I don't know.
when I want to.
I don't know. I just thought of that when I was talking about that, but anyways, back to like I'm just saying like people are very entertaining. I just was shocked that these just chatting. It's actually like, that's
Oh,
cool.
there's people that is their whole channel. So
Yeah, and like I said, I don't know why I never really I go to the category occasionally before, and I'm like, there's just too many. I don't even know what to, there's just like
There's so many.
Yeah.
so I'm like,
That's another
and then
category that you're gonna get buried in. So
yeah, but I'm just like I'm not even gonna try it. But I mean, you could literally it doesn't you don't have to stream games. You know, a lot of people I feel like think that they have to be streaming video games. You could stream anything,
yeah.
anything. So it's just kind of like
There's people that stream themselves cooking. There's people that stream
yeah,
themselves
Working out.
literally like doing a vlog, just
Um,
walking around. There's literally anything.
some of my favorite streams to go into are music streams because it's both it's both a just chatting stream and they're performing. So
yeah,
it's a nice mix. Plus, I mean, who doesn't like music? You're gonna find someone on
absolutely.
there doing something cool. So that's probably the thing that I frequent the most that isn't gaming specific.
There's a stream that me and JRinkz have been watching that is just a camera on ducks.
I watched
Just
one like that with cats.
Nice.
So
can you feed the cats by subbing and stuff though?
um I'm not you know I think you might be able to, but there's never a person there. It's just like
Oh
literally like
yeah,
a
this
24/7
one is
cats.
yep, it's 24/7 ducks. But if you cheer bits or sub, it drops feed from a thing, and then the ducks and slash geese will just
Roll
eat.
up and just snack on it.
A great,
That's so
great time.
cool.
We
It's so
That's
much
actually
fun.
kind of cool.
all out ourselves. We both bought $20 one night and just started feeding the ducks because it
Yeah,
was
I was
awesome.
I just made it last, and like once a day I would go in and give like 50 bits to feed the ducks.
Um was it a partner stream?
Yeah, they have
Uh,
always have like 300 plus people in there.
Isn't that crazy? Like I was like, dang, should we do that? Like set up a stream, just let it go 24/7. You don't have to be there.
All you got to do is maintain
You
the
got to
feeder
moderate and
and moderate,
chat.
yeah. But
You can do that
hey,
from your phone.
I mean,
Yeah,
it's
dude's
not a
making
bad
bank.
yeah, it's not a bad gig. Plus, I'm sure that's not the only thing they do. So
And feed's cheap. I guarantee it.
But yeah, the cat one's funny because like you know cats are like aliens, so you never know what they're gonna do. They'll just be sitting there and then they're just like,
Yeah, start
so it's
running
like run around the
around.
room. Yeah, that's cool though. I never thought of one of ducks, but I mean I wonder how many more there are like that.
it's got to be
Like,
quite a few.
so every time I've watched it, they have like recommended, and it's all different animal 24/7 camera streams.
That's
I thought about clicking the
crazy.
other ones. The the duck one's best because it's like titled to be a duck watching ducks. There's also geese that are there. Randomly chickens will run by.
Mm-hmm.
Like it's just pretty funny.
Because they got a multicam setup, one directly on the feeder, the other one's directly above the feeder going down, and then they've got like a wider shot of the shore.
It's something I like to watch at night when all the ducks are sleeping. So there's only like 3 ducks at the feeder. So when you feed them, it lasts a long time.
That's sweet. I didn't know that. I'd have to go watch some ducks.
I think it's what
Dash
dashy ducks.
Dash Ducks or something like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pretty
Good
pretty
channel.
fun.
Good quality
There's
channel.
there's a lot of other stuff like that out there. You just
Gotta
Twitch has
find
got
it.
so much,
I know.
and it's so hard to find, especially if you're not having it pop up on a recommended or something. It's so hard to find stuff.
Well, do you think there's how many broadcasters do you think there are? If you had to
Millions.
guess.
Millions.
Yeah. Easily. I mean, you just think about all the people that have streamed without a camera just at least one time.
Oh yeah, that's true. That's true. That's true.
How many people are out there? Oh, I want to do this, and they just stream to 0 people on their Xbox, and then they're like, "Well, I have no viewers, so why would I even stream?" Yep, good job. That's one of the comments I get way too much. It's kind of annoying. Just I
That
stream, but
you
I have no viewers. Sure,
don't.
that's
I would just
everyone's there. Everyone's been there, dude.
quit self promoting my channel.
Yeah, for real though.
I had to remove links because of that.
Oh
Like,
yeah.
and you can no longer post links. It gives you the stars.
I've never
Only
let
mods and VIPs.
Yep.
Mine VIPs can't. Only mods. It won't let VIPs. I don't know. I thought I set it to mods and VIPs, but
Only mods.
Because then so that got rid of the want to be famous or whatever. Because they can't give you.
But
the
now
links.
they got smarter.
They had stopped. They had stopped sending links on those bots, but they're back to sending links.
I actually
But I've also noticed in the last like 5 days, they are back in forces. Like I'm getting 5 to 7 a day, but they all have links, so they're instantly stopped.
Just nice. I actually got like whisper from one. I'm like, what the? Get out of here! No.
They're working. Those ones are working overtime.
Yeah, I'm like,
it sends a message and a whisper at the same time. It's ridiculous.
Because then you look, you're like, I have 4 whispers from bots. Yeah, no. But next thing you know, it's gonna be like Haas, like 75.
Stopped.
I know.
I don't know what happened, but I'm glad they're done.
Me too.
As I say that, I'll stream today.
Yeah.
16 Haas followers.
Haas 69 will show up.
Big Haas 336.
Not Haas. And they always have the same numbers.
Yeah, right. It's not me, guys. Nope. Ignore it. It's funny.
Those were some annoying things. Like it would say I'd had hundreds of follows a day, and it was all Haas.
You look like 3 weeks later, like, whoa, I didn't know I did that well, and you're like, oh, freaking Haas.
Well, just the worst part is you got to go in and skip the animation on your alerts.
Or mute it, yeah.
Oh
I would just mute mine when they were going crazy.
Well, yeah, when they were dropping 30 follows in a row.
The one day that I got like 200 was ridiculous. It was literally like every second two more were popping up. That day was ridiculous. It said I had like 260 new followers on the day. I wish, but not.
But not actually.
Wish they were real people.
Yeah.
That'd be cool. Be really cool. It'd put me over 1,000. That'd be awesome.
That would be awesome.
That put me over like 5.
I've been stuck in a big limbo between 840 and 850 for what feels like a long time. Like every time I get up, I get like on the number like drops down, like people unfollowed. I'm like, or it's just people's old accounts that haven't been active that are forced to unfollow. It's a ridiculous thing.
I didn't know they did that. That happened.
I wonder how long that period is.
I have no idea.
Pretty sure, like if you just delete a channel, that too. Or a channel just probably. I'm assuming if a channel gets like permanently banned,
Probably doesn't count anymore.
Yeah. Or probably just a channel that was a bot that got discovered as being a bot.
They got ousted.
Well, how about you, JRinkz? What have you been up to this week for games and other content?
Gaming wise, I've been playing Halo again. That's been fun. Sometimes it sucks when you're just trying to relax and do some challenges and skill-based matchmaking's got to kick in. But that's every first-person shooter nowadays.
Yeah, oh yeah.
But yeah, and then I've been playing some Valorant. I've been getting back into that. That's been actually a ton of fun. I kind of embarrassed myself because my sense was too low the other day, and I had the jump on him, and I just couldn't hit him. I just couldn't hit him because he was
That's
moving
me
too
all the
fast,
time.
and my sense was
I'm like,
not
oh,
quick
this will be
enough.
easy. Shoot a circle around him.
Yeah, literally what I did, and I was just like, I gotta up that sensitivity and get back into it again because it was rough. I should have had him. I was literally like 6 feet away from him too. So but yeah. So I've been playing some Valorant off stream because, like I said, I embarrassed myself pretty bad. So I want to make sure I'm actually on par when I do, if I am gonna stream it. But
Dude, sometimes those moments are the best streaming moments. Funny.
Yeah.
I think
yeah, I
funny.
know, but it was
There's a clip that I
bad.
posted from like our second episode talking about sometimes you're really bad and turns out to be the best content. And it got a lot of decent views on like when I posted it as a YouTube short and stuff. Where we talked about being bad can be the best content, and then JRinkz edited in the pull the lever crunk.
yeah, I remember that now. Pull the lever. That was funny.
But yeah, I don't know. I just that stuff gets in my head for myself, so I don't
Absolutely.
like having it go out. But yeah, I mean, just trying to do that, and I've also been looking for like a story game that I really want to play because I know I did start up. Um. I know I did start up Star Wars Jedi Fallen Order. Hey, shut the fuck
I
up.
don't know why I thought that was so funny. Just scene.
But yeah, and that was fun, but I've already beaten that before, so I don't know if I necessarily want to do a whole nother playthrough. But also, I never was able to finish Cyberpunk because literally on the last mission it glitched out and I couldn't enter the area I was supposed to go into because a door wouldn't open. So maybe I just start a fresh playthrough of Cyberpunk and I do what I was doing on my last guy and go melee only. So I'm only going to use throwing knives and swords and stuff. Um, yeah, I think that's probably going to be my story game that I
I think
want
that
to.
would be a good game to stream too, because I think a lot of people are still interested in Cyberpunk,
It's just that it didn't work.
and not enough people play it because like the hype was there, but not anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I feel like that would be a good game that you could get a lot of people like that had already played it and wanted kind of
Just rewatch.
rewatch, or kind of like backseat game as well.
Yeah,
Just like, oh, you could, because there's especially isn't like
it's
every single
it's
thing has
decision
like 3
based.
4 different decisions that you
Yeah.
can make.
Yeah.
Oh, cool.
And
Cool.
everything that you do ends up affecting how the story goes. Plus,
Have
you
you
know, you can pursue romances in that game, so that's always fun. But yeah. It was a lot of fun at my first playthrough, so I'd definitely be willing to give it another go now that it's not going to be buggy as hell.
have
I'm
you
debating
played
on finishing Kingdom Hearts 3 sometime.
Oh,
You should.
'Cause
dude,
I'm
Kingdom
like
of
halfway
Hearts?
done with it.
Kingdom Hearts was like one of like a very good game growing up. Like I loved that game.
I thought it was sitting next to me now. It's not far away, but Kingdom Hearts 2. That's one of my all-time favorite story games that I had ever played when I was younger.
Yeah, they did really well. They added a lot of cool elements from a lot of different like movies and stuff.
See, I really liked 1 and 2, and when I started playing 3, it just, I don't know. I got to, I think it was the Tangled
Tangled.
world, and it got really just repetitive, it felt like. I don't know.
Yeah.
Like, it felt like I was fighting the same 4 things every time. Where all the other ones, my favorite thing is you'd get to the end and you had a very fun and unique boss for every world. and normally all the characters you would fight in each world were a little bit different, so it felt unique. Or there was a unique challenge or something that you had to do at each single one that made it fun. Where I haven't really felt it when I was playing 3, that there was that much
Of a difference.
in between worlds. The only one that I remember being like super fun was the Toy Story one, because you were like really small, so everything was really big.
In that game, can you auto save, or do you have to find a save point?
It auto saves. I'm pretty sure every time you beat stuff.
Oh, because I can't remember what game I was
on
playing.
the old
but
games, I think you had to find one of those save points. So
yeah,
out of,
that was so
out of
annoying.
habit with 3, I spam it every time. Every time you beat a
Yeah.
part, there's one of those little blue circles, and I would
Yeah,
save.
I remember like my mom's
'Cause I
like,
think
we
1
got to
and
do
2 you
something. Like,
couldn't.
I'm like, I
Not
gotta
yet.
save. I gotta find a save point. No,
Which
we're
I
not
think
going
also
anywhere.
made it fun. That also made it fun. Like it made you
Yeah.
have to hit like a checkpoint every time.
Yeah.
You would have to beat a boss, otherwise you're like, I have to start back before this. I might have
Plays
to go
5
back.
hours. Plays 5 hours on Saturday. Forgets to save.
Might have to go play.
It was just
2.
it was just a
Because I
practice run
have-
through, anyways.
I now have my PlayStation 2 hooked up, so
I saw that. That's awesome.
been fun. NFL Street 2 is just as fun as I remember. I haven't played NBA Ballers yet. That was one of the other ones I really wanted to play. I played MX vs ATV. Not as fun as I remember.
Darn.
Way
doesn't that
too
suck?
easy. Way too easy. But I have a couple other games I'm probably going to try out. And then I also have a PS3 here, so I might try a couple other games. And I keep seeing people post about One Last Ride on Modern Warfare 2.
Mm-hmm. December 21st.
Yep. So I'm thinking about maybe say why not? Because like every time you try to play now, it takes forever to find a game.
Yeah.
And you can only
Oh,
find, like, a
absolutely.
team death
It's
So,
literally like one of
on
2
TikTok
lobbies.
and Twitter and stuff. People have been posting like One Last Ride, December 21st. One Last Ride. Let's overload
I know
the servers.
I know what I'm doing.
I'm like, why not?
I
Might
just
as well.
I just got to replug in the Xbox One.
Be interesting to say the least.
I just hope that there's enough people on to play like Ground War rather than just Team Deathmatch.
Yeah. I mean, with how many times I've seen it, I'm assuming, and how many views and likes those videos get, I think it probably will happen.
That's a lot of our generation. That's what we grew up on.
Yeah. And it'll be over like a Christmas break for people in college and stuff, and I don't know. Well, you'll see.
Maybe it won't be the last ride.
It will, but it will, but god damn it. We're going to have a
Why
good
not?
time doing it.
Hopefully. You
Um,
gotta start getting in on the post and start reposting all those, or
Yeah.
posting them
I-
again. Just more people that are posting it, the more people that are
Gonna do it.
gonna see it and hop on.
Yeah.
Have
be
either
a
of you
good
guys
one to see.
played Sea of Thieves?
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we used to play it quite a bit.
So, is it super fun? Like, is it a game that I should
You would like it.
try?
You need people to play with, but I think you would like it.
Yeah.
All right.
It is a very much you create your own fun type of game where, especially now, they've added so much
There's so much
stuff
to
recently.
do.
They just did a huge update I saw, like this week. So there might be a bunch more fun stuff. And yeah, like I said, a lot of it is you're just creating your own fun. Really, just you can go do the missions and just
Fight stuff
kind of
now.
be goofy and mess around yourself, and sometimes run into other people and talk to them, and it can be some funny moments and stuff.
Oh, so is it like it's like an
It's an open world that have other people in it.
Mm-hmm.
oh.
And it's
The only
got
thing is,
proximity
other
chat.
people are normally way too good. So I just try to be friendly with everyone because otherwise I'm gonna get smoked
Yeah, but
So
then
you can
most
like
of the time,
shoot them and cannon them and stuff.
hmm
and steal their
The-
loot.
and
Okay.
the ship damage is getting just more and more realistic. Where now the ships can be on fire, and if you hit a mast with a cannonball, it actually goes down, and you have to like pull it back up and board it before you can start moving again. It's they got
Still
fishing.
really hard to sink ships. Not easy.
Well, if people
You
know
gotta
how to
put
repair it
yeah.
and bucket water and all that,
If
then
they
yeah,
got
it's
like
definitely
if
hard.
they have
but
everyone on their ship, yeah.
if they're just kind of a noob, it's pretty easy. Um, but I think it's a great game. The only time it ever kind of runs into a lull is when you're on a mission and you can't figure out where to dig or where a certain like um landmark is for part of a quest. Sometimes you get a little lost doing that, and that can kind of be frustrating and take a little bit of your energy away. But
Interesting. I might
there's
have to.
YouTube for a
Sounds
reason.
really fun.
Yeah.
So
It'd be fun. If you're down, hey, I got it downloaded.
I may have to reinstall
Down
it, but
to-
yeah.
I got it on
Well,
my computer. I think I have it on my computer. Good.
that's because like I said, that sounds really fun. I might,
You can run
have
with
to
up
do
to
it.
4 people.
Mm-hmm.
because I have a buddy who said he's gonna gift it to me. I was like,
Nice.
But yeah, it's a
So-
good game. Plus, you can pimp your ship out, and you start out with just basic pants and a
Nothing.
shirt.
Everything is brown.
Yep, and then
huh?
different islands have different weapons and
I think that'd be
clothing
something
that
fun
you can
to
get.
we could all play together too
Yeah,
one day.
show you the ropes. Get you some
Looks pretty
get
fun.
you some clothes, pimp you out a little bit.
Try to make you some money real quick.
Interesting. I might have to play a little bit so I'm not just like a complete noob. Like,
Nah, that would be fun. We want you to be a complete noob. More fun that way.
that is true. That is true. But yeah, because everyone like it was like really big hyped up, and then I don't know. I feel like I never try new games anymore because I was just so stuck on the games I already have, and I'm like, because I do like rotations. I feel like I play the same like 3 games, and then I'm just like,
I feel that.
Yeah, I see. My problem now is I have too many games that I don't even play like half of them, and I wish I had more time to play them, or I just don't have other people on to play them. Like I don't play NHL.
that's true.
I wish
That's
I could.
true.
Nobody else is ever on to play with, so we don't have teammates. It could be me and JRinkz could go play, but then we don't have a third or a fourth or a fifth. So
Because it's getting harder and harder, I think, to play solo for me.
Just any game.
yeah, I
Because
can't. Teammates are too
Expect-
bad.
sometimes I could be the problem. I know I could be the problem, but sometimes I'm like, okay, if this is skill based matchmaking, do you ever feel like you're like, do I really have the same skill as these people? Like, I thought about that before. I'm
And
like,
then your
maybe I
teammate or
do.
your opponents are way better skill. Ridiculous.
They're like 3 times it better. Like
Yeah.
3 times. I'm like, how does
Yeah, I get you.
happens in Dead by Daylight still, where so I was playing Killer and they changed this thing. It's called hit validation. So I hit the guy and it gave me the scream. He was like and blood, and he was supposed to be down. I'm like, all right, cool. And then he's still running. I'm like, what? Wait a minute. Wait a second. What is happening? I we went back, watched the Vaughn. So I was like, maybe he wasn't hit already. Oh, he was hit. I watched it again. And I hit him, and he's like, and then bleeding. And then I was like, cool. Stop for a second to pick him up, and he's gone. I'm like,
Nice.
I was like, what the heck is that? So, I don't know.
What's
It's
up
just-
with that. What's
It's
up?
just harder to play by yourself, and I think.
Yeah, I ran into that last night on Halo. Literally a 4-stack on the other team in quick play, just sweating, just destroyed us. It was so bad. Like in that game, if you're running around in a pack of 4, you're not gonna lose,
Yeah.
because by the time one person gets killed, the other 3 dudes shot at him and just wiped him out. Yeah, it was. It's just something else when the other team has the utmost teamwork and then your teammates are AFK or, you know, running away from fights, doing it on their
So
own. So,
would you say that it's like, because there's times where you just want to hop on a game and have fun, but sometimes you just can't do that anymore. Do you think that's like more common with newer games, or like
mhm.
you just
Every
you're like,
game.
I want to relax, have fun, and
It's
you
hard
just
to
can't.
play casual if you're a good player because you're especially with everything having skill based matchmaking now. You're gonna go in and be in the lobbies of if you were trying hard.
Mhm.
So when you try to play casually, you're running into the same lobbies getting destroyed because people are trying. So you either
Yeah.
have to dedicate to playing casually from the beginning or
Well,
dedicate to care most of the time. Like it's
and like the thing is the worst part is when you try and get a friend that has never played the game to join you and come play the game that you love, and then they get your skill-based matchmaking
Oh, I
and
never thought about that.
they don't fucking play the game. They barely
so they're
played.
not used to it. Yeah.
And
Even
so
if it lowers it a little because it's like combining you, it's still way better than they are because they're brand new.
yeah.
So
And
it's gonna
so
be
if
easy for you, and you're like, "This is awesome."
yeah, exactly.
But
And like
then
but when they go
nothing.
3-11 or 3-9 or whatever, they're like, "Man, I suck. I hate this game." It's like, "No, dude, you're you're just facing guys that are fucking sweating." Like it it's so yeah.
Because
And
I
then
have
I
a
have
friend who's
them
like, oh, could you continue? Didn't mean to cut you off.
I have them, they'll say they went and played on their own and they went like 24 and like 7. And it's like they're like, see, you're not bad. It's just you were facing dudes that have played the game for over 6 years.
For over
'Cause,
60, right?
I have friends who they're like, I wish I still sucked, or I wish I didn't get a certain like, like diamond or whatever. Because they're like, they're like, it's cool to say I have it, but it's like I don't play anymore because it's not fun. Like there's nothing for me to do to grind. It's just I made it, and if I lose, I go back. And he's like, I don't want to lose. So it's kind of interesting how that works.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I say, I wish the only time skill-based matchmaking would ever kick in a game is if you're playing ranked. That's in my mind, that's the only time it actually makes sense. Because when
I'd way rather face a mix of people and face like the best of the best and then the worst of the worst randomly
Mhm.
than consistently be playing people that are just all insane.
Yeah.
And then you get the people, well, what if I want to practice off ranked? Da, da, da.
Get a scrim. Run a custom match with other dudes that are trying to scrim. You should have a
That's true.
team. If you're really trying to do that stuff, you should have a team. Because otherwise, if you're just going in with random people every time, is it really that competitive?
That's true. That's true.
Because then you don't have like preset strategies or plans. You just have to communicate it with them on the fly, and sometimes randoms don't listen or communicate back.
Sometimes it's like all the time. I swear, it's like all the time.
Yeah,
You're like,
but
hey man, if you quit doing this, like we would
So like
actually
1 in
have a
10, you'll
chance.
get a decent.
Yeah. Like I don't know. I just learned like no matter what you say, they're gonna look at your. They're gonna. It's gonna come off as don't tell me what to do. I'll play the game how I want to play the game. Okay, just trying to help. I don't need your help. You're doing better. I'm like okay.
Either that or someone starts blaming the other person because they didn't do something that they thought that that person should do. And then they just start
My
getting mad and being like, well, my team's throwing. They suck. They don't even try. And it's like, no, dude, you just didn't tell me what was going wrong so I could help you. You just sat there and let it happen without interacting, and then you yelled at me. That
it's
happens a
funny
lot in
too
Valorant.
because it's usually the person who's freaking out is doing the absolute worst on the team.
Yeah.
Usually they're like, "You guys are doing so bad." Check the score. I'm like, "Dude, you're 1-7. What do you mean we're doing bad? You're the one who's doing bad." Like,
Yeah.
I've called people out on that before. I'm like, "Dude, you haven't even got an objective yet, and it's like 15 minutes of the game. Like, what? It's you. It's not me. It's you. That's a proper time to use that phrase. It's you. It's you." But then there's times where like, yeah, you're the you're the one. You're the one who's bad. I've had plenty of times.
When when I actually have really bad games, I never seem like I get shit talked. It's the games that I do good that people are like, "Oh God, you suck." I'm like, "What? Don't get this. What? It's backwards."
Yeah.
You couldn't carry. Yeah.
Yeah.
Moths, did you still have some like questions you wanted to ask? I thought you said you had some from earlier.
I did have one question. I may or may not have. Okay, I did. Stealing it / borrowing it from the May Contain Action podcast, which is Trevor May and Action Jackson. And it's something they ask every time they have a guest on. They always ask like the same questions. And Trevor Mays is something I'm going to try to ask it similar to how he does, so that you get the point. It is when you were younger. I guess it's tough now because we've all moved from where we grew up to where we are now, so we may have two different answers. But when you think of your go-to food, it's been a long day. You're about to run and grab a fast food snack or meal, and then you're gonna go game for a couple hours. What is your go-to fast food or chain that's a fairly quick restaurant, so you can use other things that may not necessarily be considered fast food, that you're gonna run, you're gonna grab that, and then you're gonna game for a couple hours. And I know personally mine changes from when I think of when I was growing up living with my parents. I have one, and then when I moved and was in college to now is definitely different. I can go first, and then I'll let you guys think on it, and then just kind of explain. So, growing up where I live with my parents, every time it would generally be gaming sessions, would be people coming over, and we would all play on the same console. We'd play games versus each other. We'd always go to Dairy Queen and get chicken strip baskets. Always, always, always. It like live or die. You didn't even think. Everyone always would go there. No questions. Dairy Queen chicken strip basket. And then as I went to college and I lived in my house and we just play Fortnite nonstop, my go-to was always ordering Papa John's. Even to this day, if I need a go-to food and I'm not gonna make food at home, and I'll just order pizza from Papa John's. Just it's convenient, and especially if you can get it during Twins season, you get some Twins win, you get 50% off. Bargain.
I'll follow it up. After school, drive on over to Dairy Queen because it was the spot. I'd either get chicken strip baskets, or if I was feeling spicy, I'd go with the flamethrower burger. So then I'd go back to my house, chow down. By that time, my other friends that lived a little bit further away would have been on. And, sometimes, I wasn't in sports during my middle school and high school. So, yeah, we'd go and then just game. And then they would grab a plate of food and eat while playing, but I already ate. So I just would be like, "No, I'm good. I'm just gonna snack on stuff," and I'd just game. I'd just play for hours, and then I guess now I'd probably have to say I gotta go with B Dubs. B Dubs is perfect. I get me some wings for now, and then I got some that I can throw in the fridge and save them for later, especially the really spicy stuff. Eat about half of them and then stow it away. But then normally I'm good to go for however long. And then if I'm really gaming for a long time and it's been like 12, 13 hours, I'll go grab those wings at the end and finish them off. But yeah, those are my go-to spots.
Mine, all right. So mine, because mine's different too from my hometown growing up and to where I am now. Because in my hometown, it was always just Subway or Dairy Queen, and I actually went to Subway a lot more. That was like the place to be because the Subway where I grew up was it was pretty bad. I'm actually shocked it's still like open. I have some crazy stories from that Subway, or I mean, excuse me, from the Dairy Queen. There's some crazy stories which we could talk about later. Um, it's pretty bad, but the ice cream there is good, but the food wise, not so much. So we'd always go to Subway. That's where everyone went, even all my classmates. But we'd grab Subway. I would get the Subway melt, which is ham, turkey, bacon. I get the white American cheese, that toasted, and then I get Parmesan, lettuce, spinach, tomatoes, and I would get just a boatload of mayonnaise. Super good.
A boatload.
Very good. I'm like, yeah, give me like 16 straws, like just put the whole bottle on there. But that was super good. And then yeah, same thing. You go home, just eat it, game for hours. That like one sandwich used to fill me up. Now it's almost like I don't know. I feel like I need more food. It's not. It doesn't feel like that much food. But now my go-to, kind of similar to Moths, but I really like Little Caesars. It's just super simple. You just go there. You leave in like 3 minutes. Very cheap. Sometimes you get two pizzas because it's almost like you get two for the price of one anywhere else. And then you could eat half the pizza and then eat half of it later, and then you have pizza the next day. It's like a two-day meal for $10. Are you kidding me? That's like super cheap. But then if you were having friends over too, you can even get 4 pizzas and then you could feed them, and it's still like
Cheap.
super cheap. Yeah, because you go out to eat. Oh my gosh, you go out to eat anywhere like nowadays. I went to McDonald's and I got 2 McChickens and a large fry, and it was like
$90.
$11. I'm like
I remember when you could go
$11.
get 2 McChickens and 2 McDoubles and spend less than $5 after tax.
Yeah, because they were on the dollar menu. Like,
Yeah, they really don't have a dollar menu.
No.
they're like $11. I'm like, wait, can you?
That
I'm
was
looking
the
at
best
I'm like,
drunk food without spending money. For in college, you would just go get 2 McChickens and 2 McDoubles, and you'd spend less than $5. You'd be full, and you would not feel so bad like if you went anywhere else and spent $20 to eat the same amount of food. You're like, who cares? I'm drunk. This food is
It's gonna do what
come
it's
out of me anyways. It's
Yeah.
gonna hopefully soak up the booze, and that's what it's there to do.
Yeah.
I just was shocked. So now like if I need any food or fast food, I just go to Taco Bell because they still have the dollar menu, and they have like a Chipotle chicken burrito. Like I'm like pretty damn good for $1. Like I think it tastes fine.
The
Because
Chipotle chicken grillers. That's my.
they don't
go-to.
have the grill. They don't have grillers anymore. Sorry, they don't.
Boo!
Yeah, I'm telling. They don't. I was like, are you
I-
serious? You guys
I
have
actually-
grillers like that?
Sorry.
Boycotting.
Last time I went to Taco Bell, I used to go there more often when I lived in my college house.
Yeah.
because it was fairly close.
I just hate.
It was open
Well-
till 3 in the morning.
Because the Little Caesars on the north side now
Yep.
they close, so it's on the south side. I'm like, I don't really want to drive 15 minutes for pizza.
Yeah.
You know, so now I'm like, well, Taco Bell's like 4 minutes, so maybe my go-to food will change. I don't know.
Yeah. As you move it, I think that's a big factor. It's
Location.
always something that's close or on your way
that's true.
home from wherever you were. So it was in when I was in high school. It was literally the Dairy Queen. You drove past it on the way to my house. Like you would literally drive right past the front. So I was like, wow, that's convenient.
Just
Grab some chicken strips.
do a quick turn in right here.
Yeah.
I thought you, Moss, you were gonna say sushi. I really did. I was like,
that's a football. That's not a gaming food. That's a I get it to watch football. That's a Sunday delicacy.
because you were talking about last time, like he's gonna say sushi, and then I was like,
No.
I was like,
I
no.
only eat sushi during football games. That's when I watch football on Sundays, I get sushi. And I don't know why. I just look forward to it. I look forward to having the same thing every Sunday, which is
Doing.
rare. I'm normally someone who doesn't look forward to consistency like that bad. Like I like to mix it up, but when it comes to this, for some reason, I'm like, I need it. It's Sunday happens. I'm like, I need this sushi.
It's the ritual now,
Yeah,
like that
Start
Buffalo
your week
Bills
off with
apartment.
yeah. Except for we don't have the good karma that they seem to have.
Yeah.
Well, your favorite season of the year was one of the Twitter questions that I thought was actually doable.
Yeah, I could start. I got to go with I like the fall, because one, it's not like super hot out, and it's not freezing cold. It's kind of like in between, and it's not wet. Spring, I hate spring because everything's wet. Like you walk in the grass, and it's just like slipping, your socks wet, and it's just, that's my word. My biggest thing. I hate wet socks. Like if I'm out somewhere and I can't change my socks, I'm just mad. It's just like you get that, and it's like squishing around. You're like, ugh, like I don't know, just I hate it. Summers are like for me too hot, and winter's too cold. So like the fall, it's like you walk outside in shorts and a sweatshirt. It's like bonfire season. And the temperature's just
Literally wearing
perfect.
Shorts and a sweatshirt.
Same.
Yeah. So it's just like it's there's no snow, there's no rain. It's like it's the sky is like a little dark. I don't know. I think it's I don't like when the leaves fall. So like when the leaves change color is when I like it to when they fall. Like you look outside anywhere and it's like red, orange, green. It's just like purple. I'm like, this is nice. It's like I like being outside.
You like
That's my
autumn,
answer.
you don't like fall.
Yeah.
Well,
They're the same thing, but you know,
yeah.
fall. It's
all right.
called fall because the leaves
Right.
fall.
No, I got.
So you like autumn when everything changes colors.
Yeah. I only know the 4 seasons,
I mean, autumn is fall. It's the same thing.
but that's my answer.
I think mine's changed. I think I used to be spring because I really liked the start of baseball and the start of good
Yeah.
weather. And I used to play baseball, so it was always my favorite to finally start getting outside and being active and playing catch and stuff. But now I am older and don't have as much free time, so I like fall because it's of the stuff I get to do, like football starts, so I get to watch football. It's the end of the MLB season where playoffs is going on. Basketball is just getting started and stuff like that. So I've definitely adjusted to now liking fall more.
I just like the summer. I want to go be in a pool, or a lake or something. Swimming was one of my favorite hobbies. So, I mean, just easily. Plus I hate when there's like a foot of snow on the ground. There's just nothing fun about it. I know that like the people where I'm from have like snowmobiles and stuff like that. That's cool. That's great. Never had one. Uh, I don't mind going skiing, going snowboarding. But uh, yeah, I just don't like the cold, and I've been in it my whole life, so I'm
Fair
over it.
enough. I mean, fair
It
enough.
lost its luster.
I think
Yeah.
it's crazy how I met some individuals who are like, I've never seen snow. I'm like, huh? Like, it's just, obviously there's a lot of the world that hasn't seen snow, but since we grew up with it, I'm like,
Yeah, it's weird to think.
never seen
It's
snow.
weird to think of life without cold and snow all the time.
Yeah.
Like I
It's just
couldn't
like,
imagine living like in Florida for a full year round and just it constantly being really hot to not like just a normal summer hot here. Like it never being cold.
Like the lowest it goes like 55 maybe.
Yeah. And
and
everyone there
then
is like wearing coats and like I'd be walking around in shorts and a t-shirt like this is
there's like,
nice.
this is great. It's beautiful outside. Yeah. Where are the pools?
For real. But yeah, so I just want to be in the water.
That's awesome. That's cool. Do you like go water skiing or like tubing or anything, or just like in a pool?
No, I just want to swim. I like being in the water.
That's awesome.
That's why I eventually quit basketball and joined the swim team, because I knew no matter how hard I tried, I wasn't gonna play. So fuck it. Why not go swim? Why not go swim after school with my buddies and just mess around?
I wish we didn't have a swim team. We had the basic fall, spring sports. We didn't have any like lacrosse or swimming or anything like that. Kind of bummed.
Swimming was definitely our most obscure sport.
High school is always good at swimming though.
No.
Yeah, at least a couple people.
Well, there were a few, but our team
There's
was
always
trash
there's
because
always
we had
like a
like
couple
10
people that were
people.
good.
There was never enough people compared to the other schools. But yes, we did have a few, like, we just always had standout, like, star people. It's just the fact that we had a really small team.
So the next question that I thought would be a good one that if video games didn't exist anymore, what would you do? Yeah, I read these, so I kind of have a thought. I'll let you guys kind of think on them, and I'll just start. Mine, I feel like I think it would be fairly easy to like if video games weren't a thing, like I don't have an option, I wouldn't know any better. I would fill my time with watching every single TV show ever. Like there where I am now, like I don't watch there's so many shows that I was like, "Oh, I wish I had more time to watch that through." Like I very rarely I maybe can commit to one show at a time because I just don't have time to watch them. So I think that's something that would fill so much more time. I would have every show on Netflix put down easy. Where I already watch enough sports the way it is that I would just be doing that. I still think I probably would end up doing something kind of content creation wise. It may not, even though I don't do video games, I would have found some sort of way, like with how TikTok is now. I would still be making some sort of something, just because I like doing that stuff, and I think I still would have social media wise. I would have found some niche that was not video games. So I don't think my life would be dramatically that much different.
I don't know if I would have the equipment I have if it weren't for video games. So I mean, I'd like to say that I'd be doing something a little more dedicated to music, but I can't guarantee it because I wouldn't necessarily have gotten this mic or my, soundboard or some of my other softwares. Like, so I don't know. Maybe I would be more focused on music, but also I can't guarantee that. I don't know. Maybe I know I would work out a lot more. I'd probably go out and do more things, but yeah, I have no clue what I would do. I'd definitely like you said, watch more shows and probably actually watch sports again because I kind of stopped. But yeah,
For me, I think if there weren't video games, one, I think I would have taken like high school sports a lot more serious. Because I didn't really start playing video games till I was like middle school, like heavily video games. It was like middle school, like seventh, eighth grade. Um, I would have tried more in sports. I definitely feel like I'd be more of an like outdoors person, not like I'd be more definitely like trying to find hiking trails and enjoying the weather more. Um, I also, since I was a kid, I thought it'd be cool to like be on the radio. So I probably would have spent more time
Pursuing it.
learning all that stuff instead of like, yeah, I got years yet, and now I'm older. I'm like, now I'm here,
I wish I had those
I don't
years
know.
back.
Right. I don't know if I probably wouldn't have started streaming because that's why I started streaming. Because I'm like, well, I play video games anyways. So, um, it's tricky because if there was no video games, it's just like it was such a huge part of my life growing up that
Mm-hmm.
I feel like I wouldn't have, because like for me, I didn't really play video games to like escape. Because that's why I know quite a few people I know that do that when they were younger. I did it because it was fun. So it just kind of makes you think like, what would I have done? Like, what would younger me be doing? It's kind of
When
crazy.
I was younger, I was kind of all focused on high school sports, so
Yeah,
that was kind of like the only time I had to video game was after I got home, after practice, or after a game. I only got a couple hours, so I never was like crazy huge on video gaming every single day until I got to college.
I had an older brother,
And
and I saw a little bit of the politics that went on, and I was just like, you know what? I really don't care. I know I'm not gonna go play college sports anyways.
yeah,
Fuck it.
that's
So
true.
I quit. I just quit them because I was like, I don't need this. I can just hang out with the people I want to hang out with, and I can do whatever. So that's kind of where my mind shifted.
That's actually pretty cool because I know I have friends that I grew up with. They're like, they just did the sports because their parents are like, "You'd be good, you'd be great," and they didn't even like it. And they're like, "Why am I here?" Every day it's just like, "Why am I here?" So I'm like, "Dude, just go home. Like, I don't want to hear this every day. Like, I don't want to hear you. Why am I here?" I'm like, you're asking. You got to ask yourself, man. Like, why are you here?
Yeah.
But so no, that's good for you because I quit basketball my senior year, and my mom was like, "You're gonna regret it." And to this day, I do not regret it. Zero regrets.
I
Zero.
joined I
no
joined
regrets.
basketball my senior year.
And
Nice.
it was fun though.
Oh,
JRinkz
yeah.
joined just to have fun. He's like, I don't care.
I knew
I'm
I
just
wasn't
gonna
I
do it
knew
for
I
fun."
wasn't going to play. I knew it didn't matter. Um
Yeah, so he
so
just
I
went
just
to
had fun
have
in
fun.
practice and we just fucked around. I was just I'll say it. I was the clown of the team. I was just there for morale.
I honestly, that's kind of how I looked at basketball from after 10th grade. I was like, screw it. I'm here to have fun. And I'm going to make this the most fun I can while I'm here. And not like one of our friends said literally the thing that made me live by it. Like, we were not playing our junior year, and he's like, "What's gonna happen? We're not gonna play less. So why worry about caring so much when we can just have fun?" That's what I started doing, and it became way better.
I wish I had a friend like that because all my friends quit. So I'm like,
All my friends played sport. All of like my best friends were playing some sort of sport pretty much most of the time in my grade. So that's where I lived and just made the most of it. Let's see if I have any other ones. If there's any other good questions.
Isn't it gonna be nice when you can do this?
I need one of those. Yeah, I tried to lean back in my chair like that, and I broke it. Like the back left part of my chair is broken because I tried to lean back too far. So that's what I'm getting for Christmas. Here.
I'm getting more RAM. So yeah, I'll have 64 gigs of RAM at 3200 frequency.
Nice.
So I should be moving around.
I don't really know what RAM does, but I know it's important.
It helps with the snappiness of your computer, like how quick it pulls stuff up, and just multitasking is mainly what it covers. Is
so when your computer's slow, you either have too many things or
yeah, like if
you're telling me if I added more RAM, all my games would run smoother while streaming. Is that what? Because it'd be technically multitasking.
Potentially, because like
if I had OBS and a game open, like
compared
Warzone?
to having one like 2 tabs open and having 8 tabs open, it just helps with when stuff is taking up temporary memory. It just has more to work with, and it can basically it would, for streaming wise, yes. To answer your question, yes, it would probably make it smoother, I guess.
I know Taco was talking about it because he just got some.
CJ just put new in.
His stream was cutting out, and then he put it in, and now his stream doesn't cut out anymore. Like he was like, it was like flickering here and there for him.
Yeah, and that just meant his computer was bottlenecking due to not having enough RAM, so that way it couldn't run all the operations at the same time, or it was just being worked so hard that it would stutter or skip or. But yeah, because I know for me it's going to be important for like video editing, because that software takes up so much power. Plus, I like to have something on in the background while I edit videos. Whether it's music or a stream or something.
So if I have two 8 sticks. That stupid number 4.
You gotta change that.
I do.
But well, let's till next time. If you want any topics that you want us to cover, questions about anything, feel free. Shoot us a reply on Twitter, a message in the comments on YouTube, anything. Yeah. Until next time, like and subscribe. And
bye. From Bob Ross and Waylon, I guess.